AfterBuzz family, you knocked and we are buzzing you in. Grab your tissue because it's time for the season finale of AfterBuzz. Presents Insecure, starting now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Really good advice. Find some time to do something.
Yeah, and
Find some time.
Like vibe out.
Just get your life. Be productive.
No.
Just do it. Damn.
What's going on, y'all?
Ivanna, give him a dance real quick.
I can't. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, Khaliel, look, he's giving you a dance. He got his dancing clothes on. What you mean?
So, after that episode, like, that's all I can do is just grab a little bit of the beat and just ride out.
I have to take a few sips.
Oh, man. So, season 2, episode 8, AfterBuzz TV presents Insecure. Tonight, it's all about hella perspective, and it's the season finale. Man.
What?
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. I'm looking all around this room.
Okay.
And I won't see this room for this reason for at least 6 months. Maybe even a year, because you know how they be doing.
That's true.
You know how they be doing.
Issa take her
You know how
time.
HBO is.
You know how they be doing. But damn it, we made it.
Yeah.
We made it. Shout out to our engineers. Shout out to everybody here at AfterBuzz TV for supporting Insecure and making sure that we cover this show the best that we can. I'm your lead host, McCall Hall. You can find me on social media when sports and pop culture collide at McCall Hall on Twitter and McCall Hall of Fame on Instagram. So we're going to jump to my left, and then we're going to skip, and then we're going to go to another left.
Oh. What's going on, y'all? It's Ivanna. You can follow me on Twitter at Ivanna L. Williams and on Instagram at Ivanna.Williams.
Are we going to the couch or are we going to me?
We're going to go to you, then we're going to go to the couch, and I'm going to bring it right back.
Hey, it's your busy bird, Rhavin with the V here, and you can find me at B Stays Busy on all social media platforms.
Khaliel Abooboo at Khaliel Abooboo. We out here, gang, gang. Holla at me.
Such a hoodlum.
We love having Khaliel.
Hey everybody, I'm pumped to be here. You can follow me on Instagram at Bonjour Juliet.
Bonjour, Juliet. Now, everybody, please, can we dim the music, bring it down to an absolute silence, because we have been blessed tonight with an absolute national treasure. He has the buttocks of a god.
Hello.
Okay. He made his premiere in episode 5, maybe 6. I can't remember, but he has been an absolute treat since then.
Yes.
He plays Dro on Insecure,
Alejandro.
and he goes by his government name is Sarunas J Jackson.
Yes.
Yes.
Snaps.
Nothing but illustrious guests.
That was a good intro, like.
Look, I'm like Steve Harvey. Do I bring you out or do I bring you out?
Right,
gas
right.
me
No,
up, gas
that
me
was,
up.
yeah.
Welcome to AfterBuzz TV. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me. No,
So here's the real important question, because let me tell you something. For as many times as I've thrown my drawers at the TV looking at you,
Heavens.
a million other girls have done it too. So where can they find you?
Great. Okay.
That's
This is great.
I'm being for real.
Great. No, I love it. I love it. Instagram and Twitter is the same thing at Ronejay, RONEJAE.
Now you pronounce your name, because I wrote it down originally as Sarunas, but you pronounce it Sharonis.
The shh.
Yeah.
So were you named after the
the
song
SH.
My Sharona?
No, I wasn't actually.
Oh, okay.
No, it had nothing to do with my name actually. I was actually named after a Lithuanian basketball player. He played in the
And you
NBA.
tall,
that's
just like a
exotic.
So
And you ball.
Yeah.
you guys, I don't know which camera on right now.
Probably this one.
This young man walked into our studio tonight, and I thought this was an ESPN one-on-one interview.
Girl.
Because he came in here looking like Anthony Davis. 7 feet tall,
He did have to
wingspan
duck.
of
He had
8
to
feet.
duck.
Okay, looking like he about to play in the Drew League.
I
But
have.
welcome. Oh, you
I
have?
have. He said, actually, I have.
Playing in 2 ways.
Well, we'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it. Well, Sharonis, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I know you've had a very busy Sunday. It is the season finale, so
Yes.
I'm sure everybody's been tugging at you and whatnot, but I appreciate it.
Thank
We
you,
all
Rob.
do. We
I
all do.
appreciate
So,
it too. Thank you.
I want to go through the episode first, and then I want to jump into you as an actor because I think everybody's very intrigued because you're kind of new to the scene,
Right.
and we want to know what's coming up next because we want to see more of your ass cheeks.
I have all these burning questions.
All these burning questions.
Fine.
Ass cheek, ass cheek,
You know what
ass
I'm
cheek,
saying?
ass cheek. Look at
That
those.
was
Look
one
at those.
of them, but like,
Look at those notes.
whatever.
So you guys, tonight, season finale. Last week we weren't able to get into it, but it picks up tonight after that lovely and eventful dinner party.
Yeah, it was hella L's last week.
Just a lot of L's.
Hella L's.
But that's
My feelings
life.
were
You're
hurt.
gonna take L's.
I
Why were your feelings hurt?
Why was your feelings
Because
hurt?
there were a lot of
Khaliel?
mean things said last week.
Such
Well, it
as.
was.
Right,
I
right.
Well, it
felt.
was.
I felt it. I felt it.
What
Like,
did you feel? Because you're Team Lawrence, so.
I am, but
Absolutely.
He was okay last
you.
week.
no.
I mean,
Wait,
in
you're Team Lawrence?
comparison
No, he was
to
not
Issa.
okay.
In
No,
comparison
no,
to
wait. Let's
Issa.
bring it down. Let's bring it down because I really do want to know what else happened last week. Because in my opinion, and I can only speak for myself. Okay, last week was all about truth. So please explain how an L is a bad thing.
I didn't say anybody took an L. That was
That was Rhavin.
that was Rhavin. But
That's the fourth time he's come for you tonight.
Come on.
He keeps coming for you.
It's okay.
So
He gonna
explain.
get it in a minute.
So please explain your perspective from last week.
their argument at the end just hurt my feelings. Like I just wanted to go in between them and be like, guys.
We don't need to do this.
He didn't mean that. He didn't mean that.
be this way.
Wait, no, she didn't mean that. I swear she didn't mean that. Like I just
Can I
wanted-
say something about that argument? To your defense, neither one of them knew how low of a blow they gave each other. Like when Lawrence was like, "I'm sure he's a gentleman," he knew nothing about him, the cum shot, the facial, and then
It
when
was
not
an
a
accident.
gentleman.
He
No,
is
it
a
was
gentleman.
not.
no, but she was upset about that. He didn't know anything about it, so he's like, "I'm sure he's a real gentleman," and she's already kind of butthurt about that last situation.
Her
Also.
fault.
True. Well, anyway,
She's also I hurt.
Right. She I heard. And then she said something about woot woot. She was like, "What's up with woot woot?" Not knowing that he had
Woot woot.
the presentation that kind of flopped. You
Well,
know,
That's
so,
it. And
Well, I
that,
think that they both actually, no, they knew exactly what they were saying because they're both hurt
Right.
from the situation. He's gonna throw it in her face because obviously she cheated on. He's talking about the man that who she messed the whole relationship up. So they're
Right.
in that position because of that. So I'm gonna throw that in your face. She's obviously checking up on him. She's looked up nothing yet, so that's why she brings that up in his face to throw shit, and then obviously it wears on it, yeah, all that stuff. So I think they purposely were going. I don't think that obviously the intention was. If you look at Lawrence, he came out to explain because he's being a nice guy, but then she was mad. Obviously, he got defensive, and then they went at it. And
that was still nice for him to come out there and check on her.
I mean,
Well, it took a dark
'Cause you
eye
fell
from
in
Molly.
love.
Molly
That's
was
like-
like,
right. She gave him.
She's like,
Yeah.
But then
Don't
Aparna,
learn to-
and then Aparna has to bring her ass out there. Side
It was
note,
perfect
I
timing.
just
Bless her.
I gotta put this out in the universe because I believe in putting things out in the universe. If you have something on your heart, just say it out loud and it'll come true. You and Rhavin should have your own radio show with those voices.
oh, silky smooth.
that's how I felt about Aparna. Her voice is kind of dug to
I
me
like
too.
hearing
A
her
little
talk.
raspy and
It's kind of like an Angie Martinez meets
I guess.
She's an Indian girl born and raised in Atlanta, like
Yeah,
surrounded by
like,
the
you
culture,
can-
so she's like influenced.
I
by
could
that.
She
smell
sound like
the
the straight
Waffle
homie.
House through the
I can
TV.
smell the Waffle House.
I could smell the Waffle House through the TV. I knew she
That
was
is
I love
hood.
Waffle
Yeah,
House.
she is.
I knew she was
She's
hood.
real. She's really cool. And
She even
really
had black girl edges. Like,
Yeah, they were
She
slick.
knows what's up. Like she really knows what's up. She's cool.
But I do agree, Khaliel. Like I wanted to administer a lot of hugs from last
Right.
week.
Administer.
yeah, last week there was a lot of truth. I'm not gonna go so far as saying L, but a lot of truth. So let's fast forward to this week. First of all, shout out to production. They had a totally different perspective this week.
Yeah.
They broke it down into 30-day segments for each person. So it all started the same. So that's why we started the show with, what's the song?
The Tyler Creator song
Boredom.
Boredom. Okay, so that's why we start, because we're all going to start at the same place, right? So it starts with 30 days for Lawrence first. So Lawrence gets into his marathon that he's been training for with his coworkers, and he finally gets to the end, and Aparna says something to me that made me think like, yo, she really is into him. She goes, we couldn't have done this without you. The first way to get to a man's heart is to make him feel like he's needed.
That leadership zaddy role.
Zaddy.
Zaddy.
Zaddy. Did anybody feel like from that moment Aparna and Lawrence were actually getting to a point of like closeness that that we found out later, was serious.
Are we
Because
talking
there was
about-
foreshadowing in the last episode, right? But after seeing the marathon, I'm like, damn, I think they really might be.
We talking about on the street or when they were in the apartment?
In the apartment.
cooking?
After the marathon.
Well,
Right.
at the marathon, like there was some foreshadowing. Obviously, as they got to the apartment, I'm like, oh, everything is clicking now. Everything is clicking now.
Right.
So how do we feel about just initially Aparna and Lawrence? We do know it doesn't work out, but were you guys rooting for them? I was
No.
rooting for them.
I was.
I
Julia's
was
like,
a little bit, but she just seemed like she'd be a down chick for him.
She's cool.
Like she was
I
the
like that
first.
character.
Yeah, she was the first one to be
But
like.
he hasn't
and
settle your-
processed all
real
his
with him,
feelings, so it
too.
wasn't going to happen. That's why I wasn't rooting for them, because she was going to become Tasha 2.0. So
I don't think so, actually, because it's a whole
Yeah, I
different
don't think
capacity. You
she
gotta
wouldn't have
think.
been Tasha.
Right,
She wouldn't have been Tasha.
right.
well,
I
with the
think-
way that he was handling things, he hadn't changed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he
he
hadn't
did.
processed
Yeah,
his
he's gonna make the
feelings.
same
said he didn't want
mistake.
to
So
represent
He
you
attempted, but
So
he
hang on,
they
hang on,
still
hang on.
wanted.
I agree. He hadn't changed,
Hang
but
on.
he liked her more.
So you
Right.
think she
True.
would have
Tasha.
been?
True.
So you think she would have been Tasha 2.0? You disagree completely.
No, I don't think that she would have like brought him around her family and all that. Like, I don't think that she would have.
But you mean
like,
another
done the things
rebound.
that Tasha's done. Yeah, but she would have been the other rebound.
Another
Exactly,
rebound,
the way
okay.
that he would have handled it.
Well, Sharona,
He wasn't over it though, because he was still in love with Issa. So there's no way that they were going to become a relationship.
I'm
Do you want to
I'm-
argue with me?
I'm not. I'm
No,
just gonna
argue
be
with her
my
son.
side.
Argue with her son. Do it.
No.
hang on. Look, I want to hear. Why do you disagree with her about being Tasha 2.0?
Well, because one thing is, so when it comes, I guess I speak to me about me and a lot of guys I know, but for a man, what's important to him is to make a living off his either his talent or something that has to do with being knowledgeable or something, right? He has to have a respectable career. So
His ability
now-
to earn.
Yeah, his ability to earn, but not even just earn though. Not earn just in any way, because you can make money a lot of ways. Like for a guy like Lawrence, built like him, I'm saying, where he has morals, he's like
Where
all that.
it fits him spiritually,
Yes,
mentally,
exactly.
financially, all that.
So
Okay.
he's in a career and she's also there with him. So now, boom, now you have a lot to talk about just within that alone, because that's their passion. They studied that. They're educated, high educations. He went to Georgetown. I don't know where she went. Her character went. but
They had
it's
a
hard.
Stanford mug, because I know she went to
Okay,
Stanford
so
in real
there you
life.
go.
So I think they're playing off the fact she went to
Right.
Stanford.
Okay. So you have highly educated people and she gave him perspective and could teach him stuff, right? Tasha was making him feel good, and that's a rebound
Exactly.
thing, right? Just make him feel good, say nice things to
Definitely.
him, right?
Exactly.
And
put it more
smash it out,
eloquently,
whatever,
yeah.
all that. Yeah, right.
Wow.
Now Aparna though, she is, she kept it real with him right away, no sugarcoating. She comes like, man, I'm excited about Wilmore. She's like, well, this, and he was hurt at first, but then he came back and was like, you was right? You haven't seen Lawrence this whole season come back, admit he was wrong, about you were right. He hasn't done that all season, but he did that with her right now. Now automatically their relationship is different. This is just what when I was reading the scripts was what I was like breaking down. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So
Put your
that's what I
fingers
thought.
down.
So like I'm saying, and they went about things a little different. Like she was cool, even though she told them like they went to the movies, she told them they just went to movies in a cool way. So when he was acting like that, she's like, I'm not tripping. I just want to know we on the same page, whatever. So if we lying to people or not, whatever. Boom, she was cool with everything. You know what I mean? So I think just in that, how she was herself and how he was, little changes dealing with her. I don't think that relationship would have been anything like any other relationship we have seen, and I don't think it was even the moments we saw with them. So
That's
far.
interesting. I personally, I liked Aparna's approach because okay, so there's a saying for all of the men in here. That's why I love having two testosterone-filled men.
I thought you were gonna say something else, girl. I thought you were gonna say test. Yeah.
Girl,
Go,
that's
sorry.
when we're off camera. But for every great man, there's a great woman behind him, right?
Right.
And so Aparna, in my opinion, would have been the best woman for him in the
Facts.
long run.
Backbone type.
Facts.
Because she can challenge him on the
Right.
business.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, a lot of his self-worth is attached to his ability to earn. That's why I
career,
went
yeah.
back to that.
Exactly.
So I felt like Aparna would be the best for that. But I think that Lawrence has an insecurity that he hasn't addressed. Well, we find out he does.
Yeah, well, he
address
emptied up, so too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Let's talk about the present.
Like his
All right, damn.
awkwardness. I feel like he was really awkward in trying to explain things and keep things like safe because he cherished her and he knew that was a potential really good thing.
Yeah.
And didn't want to mess it up, which
Yeah.
she ended up doing.
So let's just get to the end of Lawrence's 30 days. He ends up at the apartment. We do figure out why he ends up at the apartment. But let's move forward. Let's talk about Molly and her 30 days. 30 days. Like a lot can happen in 30 days.
Now we.
A lot can happen.
Man.
A lot can happen in 30 days.
Down over there.
So it starts again at the marathon. Again, theme that we're seeing. Molly has an interview with the Hayward law firm, which I think is great.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
I know you do.
So let's talk about Molly deciding to leave her job or not leave her job. Are we proud of Molly for at least taking the interview?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah,
this was the okay. So let's go back a few episodes, right? I wanted. Little Rel's character's name is Quentin. Golly, that's why we have all these people here. Quentin proposed to her that she is so smart, you don't need to stay at the plantation.
Yes.
Right.
I said it. They didn't say it on the show. I said it. The plantation. She doesn't need to stay at the plantation.
Right.
I'm proud that she took the interview, right? But I was disappointed to find out towards the end of her 30-day process that the bidding war that she was trying to create kind of backfired on her. What did you guys think about her taking the interview first, though?
It's still a win.
I was
Even
ready
if
for her
it
to take a
backfired.
few more interviews. I was waiting
If
for
anything,
that.
that showed her like even more like, okay, I know I'm not tripping, I'm good. You know what I mean? Because people showed they appreciated her value elsewhere.
I was
So-
just about to say that when you go through an interview process and you hear yourself list your accomplishments, you kind of be like, you know what,
I am the shit.
I'm
I am the
doing
shit.
this, man.
I am.
So that definitely like it lit her own fire again,
Right,
like her
right,
passion,
right.
you know.
Yeah,
So
I think it was
interviewing is definitely an ego boost.
It was
Yeah,
the confidence
absolutely.
builder that she needed in that moment. It was definitely the confidence builder that she
Because
needed
in the
that moment.
previous episode, she could have easily just crawled up into a little ball. And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, but no. And she was just kind of like,
Okay, just kept her head down and worked. Just
right.
So she had a confidence builder at work, and then boy, did she have a confidence builder in the bedroom. My God. So her and Quentin meet up for dinner. They have a really, really, really cool, just laid back, one-on-one dinner at a Mexican restaurant. I think it was
El Compadre.
El Compadre.
Sunset.
So when I
Yeah, good job.
It was, huh?
So this was the only time that I watched Molly have a level of comfort like she had with Dro, your
Right,
character,
right.
in the last episode. Remember how she was being so laid back with Dro? That's why I thought Quentin was a good fit for her, because he was the fine line between Lionel, I almost forgot his name, Lionel and Dro.
Right.
Right?
That's Lionel's
So-
first season guy, right?
No, Lionel was
No,
on
he
this
was
season.
this season
Lionel
too,
was
bless his
played.
heart.
Sterling K.
Lionel was
Brown.
played by Sterling K. Brown,
Yeah.
and he was almost too good to be true.
And,
Which
and
usually
Joe
they are.
snatched her from Lionel.
So for you watching this episode, right? So you're an actor on the episode.
Right.
Everything about the show as it progresses is really your job security.
Right.
So watching this bit of reading through the script and seeing that Quentin is taking on such a piece of her heart, did that kind of scare you a little bit?
No. I think it's because no.
His
Hold
butt
on.
cheeks. He's not
Not
worried.
like.
I wouldn't
Not like
fire.
that. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna tell you
That's-
right now, you'd stay on the show if it was up to me.
Well, I appreciate that. Get you more shows I work on. But no, I would say that. Well, my thing was I kind of just I go in thinking, okay, I'm working this season. That's just what I worry about. But I know, and I knew coming in that this was just I was a fan. I've been a fan of Issa since her YouTube days. So and been a fan of season 1. So I knew coming in this was going to be a great opportunity regardless. So if I just do this season, this is leading to other things and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I wasn't concerned about moving forward. Now I would love to, just because I'm a fan and I just love the show. You know, the writing's amazing. The cast and crew are even more amazing people. So when I was reading it, I knew though reading it, I was just like, okay, I still thought maybe she's gonna try to force that, you know, because she was always calling him homie and friend zoning him, and I'm just like,
Even
I
at
didn't know
dinner,
that.
she said, "Homie."
Yeah, exactly. So like even when
She said it hard too.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like awkward. Like awkward.
Homie.
well, like, you know, I need to eat too. Like she banged on him real
Right.
quick. Nah, but so I mean, I just felt even whatever things go down, it was just kind of it'd be forced in a way. I just think maybe because she was on a high, you know, just like, you know what, why not? And but I don't know if it would sustain.
Well, I don't think he'll stay on the show because he's not able and willing to show his ass. So we find out that Molly and Quentin have so I have a saying, okay? Hen will make you sin. Every time I have Hennessy,
When they brought the Henny out, I was like,
I knew it was going down.
I saw that when I read that. I was like, what is about to happen?
that's for the
Hennessy-
culture. That's for the culture.
Yeah,
Like
that's
for
clearly
real.
for.
And I don't
Like-
think the Hennessy created their brand in this spirit for that reason. But for some odd reason, if you have
embraced
melanin in your skin, Hennessy will make you drop your drawers.
Man, I was drinking it tonight, feeling some type of way. I was like,
Oh,
yo,
were
look.
you?
See?
Oh, you was feeling some type of way, like you
I was
needed.
watching the finale. I was like, I was drinking. Everybody was having fun getting lit. Don't judge.
Oh
us.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
finale. All right, we worked
fine.
hard.
Sharonis
were
came to us
there,
after the
but,
finale
yeah.
party, so that's why it's even more special that he's here with us because he was definitely turning up at the
Yes, he
finale.
was.
party.
And I want to hear the scoop on that.
I'm gonna
towards
need the
end of our
invite.
episode.
We don't
Yeah.
need the invite next time.
Got you.
We
Got
could
you.
just-
Got you.
Now, a
Thank
few
you.
episodes ago, I asked a question, and I think you were the only person that agreed with me.
Okay.
I didn't agree with you.
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay.
You didn't.
What's the
was it?
question?
What was it?
I asked, was Quentin laying the groundwork to get in Molly's draws? When he asked her,
top.
when he asked
Yeah,
her,
for sure.
are you thinking about leaving LA or coming to Chicago? Da, 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 da. I said, well, do you think he's trying to lay the groundwork to like get in her draws?
Well,
And
don't say it so simple though.
now, okay, elaborate.
Men or something?
I'm saying like in his case, like he admires that girl. Like I don't think it was just like
The way you said that, say it again. I thought you were talking to me.
Shut up. Finish what you were saying anyway.
I'm saying like I don't think it was like with him to go through all that. I just think they're actually true friends and when you're in the same field again, they respect each other and they're black in a field that's where not only being a minority but it's a real small percentage. You know what I mean? So I think I think he's looking for a little bit more than that. Than I do.
So a relationship, like something.
Definitely, he's a career man. He older. Like no, he's not. He's
That's how I felt. Yeah.
He has
Plus,
salt
you
and pepper
heard-
in his beard.
You heard the therapist. She was like, get out of the should
So-
and get into
so-
the could.
Yeah.
Which you know what? Can I?
But she
can I ask
jumped into
about
that real
quick?
quick.
That on a deep
Yeah.
Can I?
level.
What she said something. She's had a couple sessions. She's talking about the should and could, and she said something earlier about the. It was in an early episode. I can't remember exactly what she said, but to me, I took it as she kind of was telling Molly to stop visualizing, and that's how I
And
took
just
it.
do it.
The way, but not just that, because I think visualization is very important. Or else I feel like I even wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't visualize.
Right,
But
right.
visualize.
But she's visualizing on a whole nother level. Like,
But I think there's a difference between visualizing and sabotaging all at the same time. And I think that's what her therapist was kind of getting at. Like, kind of live in the moment
Right.
instead of visualizing what you want to have happen and then you sabotage the success.
Right.
A little bit. I mean, that's what
It's
I
definitely
get
like
at
she's
that.
got a mood board set up and she has to
Get all
gets
the
that-
things hanged
yeah,
up there.
exactly. And it's not
Yeah.
working out the way she wants it to. So definitely
Right.
like live in the now. Be more present. Yeah.
I want to take 10 seconds because I do believe in visualization.
Absolutely.
And I think we have a lot of fans, a lot of people who watch this show. Let's just take 10 seconds and just visualize what we want. Because when we come back to Insecure in 6 months, maybe 8 months, maybe, I don't know when the hell the show's coming back. I want Issa, Lawrence, Molly, Kelly, Derek, Chad, hell, everybody. I want everybody to be better. So let's take 10 seconds to visualize how your life will be better, starting now.
Oh, we really want to take a moment of silence.
our personal lives or like for
What?
Insecure?
You
Do
guys
I
are
say it out
You guys are
loud?
messing up
you.
my vibe.
Okay, sorry.
I was a little confused.
Do I
ain't
share it with
gonna lie
y'all?
to you. I
No.
wasn't expecting
It's
that.
like
Just
making a
think
wish
about it.
and not sharing the wish.
Okay, I'm done.
See it.
Dead air.
I'm done. I'm done. Go back to this moment. Go back to this moment 8 months from now, and I hope your life is better. I hope your life is
I'll
better.
remember this with y'all.
We have it on tape. So let's talk about Issa's 30 days.
Oh, hell.
Issa's 30 days were the hardest to watch.
I was still irritated from the last episode when she just overreacted about the facial.
I thought she did too.
Like, and I was hoping that Molly was gonna
About the
calm her
facial.
down and bring her, like,
But she
okay.
egged her on.
No, she was like, they watching Pornhub, and I was just like, wait.
We gonna roll up. We gonna.
Like, he did not sit there and was like, aim steady.
Right.
Like, that's not
But
what
not like he
happened.
was like, pulled her hair back and was like,
If anything,
Yeah.
you should be impressed that he was so turned on by your
and he just
skills.
shot out.
For you to be a beginner at
Hello-
that.
I'm just
And-
saying.
and-
She's not really a beginner.
But
She
she's
said
not
she
really
never did it
avid.
before.
She's not avid.
Now,
She's
No.
definitely
You was in a
hadn't done it
relationship
before,
for
but she just
5
not alive.
years.
as
Yeah,
I
she definitely had
mentioned, last season, before Lawrence got his job at this wonderful tech startup, she did administer a fantastic blowjob.
She did. She was like, yeah, she did.
Oh,
She did.
yeah.
Do you guys not remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Don't act like I was the only person who saw that.
But she don't do it for everybody, and
She's
she
the
wanted
one.
to show him he was special,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
she did it, and she did the damn thing. Hence him not being able to control his
And Lion
aim.
played that shit perfect. And he was like, yo, good job.
Yeah. So before we get into how
yeah.
Issa's life is just kind of coming to this, climax, Tiffany and Derek, there was a bunch of like little jabs throughout the
there were
episode,
some
and I'm
holes.
wondering, I'm looking at Rhavin the whole episode, like, are you gonna catch what they're
Girl,
putting
I was
down?
a little late. I was a little late.
catching
I was a
it.
little late.
No play on
She
words.
was late.
No
Yeah.
pun intended. Tiffany and Derek announced that they are expecting a little Dubois, which is fantastic. Which is fantastic. And in that moment, Tiffany, as she does in her very bougie Jack and Jill way, shout out to Jack and Jill, reminds Issa that her life is just as jacked up as it was years ago.
Damn,
She
which
goes-
is very true.
So let's go down the list of all the accomplishments. She says that Molly's got a new job on the horizon. They've got a
interviewing, all
baby.
that.
Man, that hurt my
Um,
feelings.
Kelly has lost a great deal of weight. Looks
got
fantastic.
her fitness, got a man.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Shout out
I
to
think
Ron.
she
Yeah,
had.
sweetie,
I think
yeah.
she
That's
has
so-
a man.
That's her
She's messing
man.
with
Ron
it.
G is her
she's
man.
she's talking to
She
him.
brought him to the dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, that's
that
her
makes-
man.
At
That's
the
And he was
end,
back
man.
in Congo.
at the
She met
end
his
of the
parents.
day, she's wearing Ivy Park and she made it to the marathon. That
All white.
enough is a huge accomplishment.
Right.
And then they get to Issa. She
And
ain't
crickets.
Got, she ain't got a damn thing going on.
Yeah. This
And
was
she's like, I'm
moving.
moving.
I
She's
will
like
say
at the
that.
tip of the tongue, and the
You told
moving
me
thing.
before.
But see, here's what Issa said that out of desperation because she said, "I'm
Absolutely.
moving, but you're moving because
You have
as-
to move.
Because the
saw
rent's
it.
too high.
Gentrification.
We saw at the
That
we saw at the beginning of the
gentrification is no
episode.
joke.
We saw at the beginning of the episode, Inglewood is now being reclassified as
I
Iwood.
would, hello.
With cold brew
She
coffee.
said, I
Just a little
would.
fun fact. That's one of the writers and script supervisors. She's hilarious. Every writer has a cameo on the show.
Oh, so
cool.
the white woman at
That's
the beginning, she works on the show?
That
Yeah,
is
and
funny.
I don't know if you remember at Tasha's family barbecue. Do you remember the girl twerking with playing the flute?
Sure
Yes.
do.
Right,
Everybody
producer.
loved her. No, but I feel like
Wow.
Issa tweeted that was one of the
Oh,
writers.
Yeah,
Did she?
yeah.
She
I think
probably
so.
did.
See,
yeah,
fun
she always
facts.
did. Yeah, fun facts.
Yeah.
Fun facts. Fun facts.
Fun facts.
This was one of the first episodes where I actually felt sorry for Issa. Like a lot of times I've been like, you
Why?
did this to
You felt sorry
yourself.
before?
Right.
No, because a lot of the
Not
shit
too
she
much.
did it to
No, but
herself.
like I felt sorry,
That's an
but I
season
was
one I
like,
did.
it's
Used
her
to be.
fault. Like I feel like they were self-inflicting. Like there was this Jenga set of
That's what I
Issa
said.
and
She did it
each.
to herself.
Yeah, like
That's a
I didn't
perfect
feel
way to break it
bad,
down.
but I
Yeah.
didn't feel bad. I was just like, "What is wrong with you?
Definitely. You just
What
wanna
are
shake
you
her by the
doing?
shoulders. Why
Like
did
we
you
are
do it?
grown.
Right.
What? I let you slide the rotation, get it, but you couldn't even do that right.
She messed that up because she had a wonderful
Her rotation
Caucasian
was
man.
terrible.
Nico
with
was
great
dope.
credit.
Nico was
Latino.
dope.
Latino.
He was Latino.
That I keep, you know what,
Latino.
and this is the
I ain't
third
gonna lie, I
episode
thought he
in a
was white,
row
too.
That you
that
thought
I
he
have
was white?
said Caucasian,
He-
and
he's
he's
Latino.
not Caucasian.
Yeah,
he
not
is
at all.
Latino, and I do apologize. to
Nico
that
would have been
community.
nice, you know.
That would have
He was
been
really
a-
But
short.
he ready,
though.
man. He ready.
Was
really
he short?
short.
What did
Do
the
you
same
remember that
height?
time when they first met and then
Yeah.
he got off the chair to like say hi and he
Right.
was still the same
Yeah.
height as he was sitting? Like, did no one notice that? That was really funny. Okay, anyway.
So Issa
sorry.
gets.
Well, he was
Actors.
handsome.
We got 6'8" over
Issa-
here.
Yeah, you're super tall. I mean, we
Why?
can't tell, but you know, but
Let his chair
because he's sitting
down.
down.
I did.
So Issa talks to her friends about moving, right? And we, come to the conclusion once again that she's poor. They have addressed the fact that she is poor 4 times in this
I
season.
feel that.
Shit is real.
And then she didn't get the
We all like
promotion.
it.
And then she didn't get the promotion.
So,
Tried
yeah,
to,
she doesn't get the
back that
promotion.
No,
up.
now she's in trouble because of the thing. Which
I do
was
wanna
For
like,
trying to
get it.
right
So,
that wrong, and
I-
then it's biting her in the
Yes,
butt.
I do
was-
want to get into that,
what was
but
she
real
supposed to
quick,
do?
Issa talks about living by herself. Now her friends want her to find a roommate, but she wants to live by herself. Now here's the decision she has to make. Do I live in Lancaster, which for those of us who live here in LA, Lancaster
close.
is
Jeez.
It's far, but it's super
It's su-
cheap,
it-
affordable.
It is extremely affordable.
Really
okay, it's
affordable,
not
for
like
a
Beverly
reason.
Hills. I want to leave BH so bad, but shit.
Man.
But anyway, so they say that
Beverly Hills, honey.
that's just where I live. Damn. But they talk about, she needs a roommate, but she says she wants to live by herself. I am for her living by herself, even if that
Hell
means
yeah.
No. Well, why do you say hell yeah? Because you're agreeing with me, but why?
She's older.
She's a grown woman.
She's
Hello.
a grown-ass woman.
Like, she's not
grown-ass woman.
22. She
Don't
need no
nobody
damn
have a roommate out of any of them besides her. She'd be the only one that would have one if she
Yeah,
did.
like-
I
So
agree with the
what?
idea of her living with herself, but realistically, you cannot be having a champagne lifestyle on a beer budget.
But does Issa really have
do
a
it every
champagne
day.
lifestyle? Because many occasions she has said she's poor.
Exactly, but
She-
she might
she
not be able to
admits.
afford to live by herself. Like
In
that's just,
Lancaster,
and drive all the way to Lamert.
we don't even know she has a car anymore because she got in the car accident.
She
We
live
don't
in
know.
like Pacoima or something like that.
The
But
fuck? How
but
far
she
is
works
West
in
Covina?
Lamert Park. Like that
You leave
That's
it
far
for.
as
Look,
fuck.
look.
on
leave
the
it-
bus.
Like that's not like the valley. Like
On the bus though.
yeah.
So
Well, can
this
she
should-
not go? I've only been here 2 years. Can she not go over to Crenshaw or Compton?
It's expensive over there as well because of
It's-
gentrification.
Gentrification.
Yeah.
I understand, but can she not find a place there?
No, because of gentrification.
There's nothing there.
There's nothing-
Nothing.
If
Really.
she
yeah,
can't
there
afford to
is.
stay in
There
Inglewood, then
is.
she really
Come on.
can't
If you
afford.
Long Beach, you know, there's some
She can
like
go
North
Long Beach,
Long
but
Beach,
it's still
yeah.
a push.
North
Long
side
Beach is
Long
far,
Beach, but
yeah.
yeah.
You need to
And
find a job
Long
in Long
Beach is
Beach
not as
too,
far
like
as Lancaster.
just to
Yeah.
make her
Okay,
life
so
easier.
in your defense, yes, she could move there, but she'd have 3 other people living with her.
To where?
That ain't the worst.
Not
shit.
3, but
be
1
alright.
at
Maybe
least.
one. Or a
Anyways,
couple.
let's move forward. So she finds out she's too poor to live on her own, which is terrible. Then
Mm-hmm.
she finds out that Frida gets promoted, which should have been her promotion.
I don't know.
Yes,
It would have
should
gone to her had
It could have.
So let's get to why this happened. The boss finds out they're having a separate, segregated, we got y'all meeting and all this jazz, and because of that, she is questioning Issa's leadership skills and gives the promotion
That
to
was
Frida.
bullshit. She's done a lot, and for this one thing for you to trip over, which is
Nope.
not even that big of a deal, I thought that was like, all right, lady, but
And she
whatever.
came clean in a way. So,
But
what I
she-
didn't
she's-
understand is that how did she not know that the other girl, she was involved? She must have known something. They were working together,
Mm-hmm.
and there was like no suspicion whatsoever to that other
Right.
character.
Frida was definitely in compliance. So, like,
Yeah, well, that's the first thing you would think. Like, hey, you
Yeah.
guys were working together. Did you know anything about it? Like, that's
I don't think
Right.
she wanted to drag her, so like,
Yeah, she just
so
wanna
she
get-
was just trying to like be like, no, it was all me, team leader.
But I did not think for a second I guess her saying this is a segregated session, we can get sued. Like I did not think for a
Because
second
it's
that would be
true.
an issue until she said, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
It's true.
this is a big deal.
So
big
this
deal.
is what I'm gonna say. There's a sports phrase called "tie goes to the runner," right? So in baseball, if the batter gets to first base and the ball gets to first base at the same time, the person who's safe is the runner, right? The same thing goes. I hate to say it in the workplace. Tie goes to the white. All right. Now I'm being for real.
Yeah,
I'm being very
I
for
mean,
real.
We've been taught that since kids. You have to be like 4 times.
You have to be
greater
better.
Just to be,
Issa has been challenged now 3 episodes. I know for a fact Frida has said you need to do something, and she did not. So for her to get passed over for a promotion, you knew. This is why I got mad, and this is why I got mad last season. And I hate to go back to last season, but she went up and talked to Daniel when she was in front of a donor. Her mom had the cameo, remember that?
Right.
And she had a chance to get like 5 or 10 grand, but she chose to go upstairs and talk to Daniel.
Right.
Issa doesn't play to the check. And that's my biggest issue with Issa in the show, career-wise.
She's emotional.
Now, tonight on this episode, she should have played to her boss's opinion and preference when it comes to "We Got Y'all" instead of the principal, because the principal's not writing her check, and then she gets effed over for a promotion. And this is where I wanted to see growth from Issa this season, and I never got it. She kept making the same damn mistake.
That's such.
And that's all I have to say. Because I'm just that person I will say, I'm about my money before everything else. I'm a hustler, number 1. Okay? When you don't chase the check, it will blow up in your face.
But like you're saying, also it's knowing where it comes from. It's like we're gonna be cool at work, but he's not writing my check, so I'm gonna be cool. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. You know what your boss is looking for? F him.
Yeah.
No, I'm being for real.
Yeah.
And part of me, I hope that people saw that this season because there were a lot of faux pas that they were making that affected their money. And I think that a lot of people who watch the show are Black millennials. And I think that Black millennials need to think a little bit more aggressively about your money in the society that we live in. Look at the mistakes that Issa's making, that Molly, not so much making, but happens to her because of her skin color. And think about how to not make those mistakes and get yourself out of it. Woo! That's what I was hoping everybody would see this season. I don't know if they did, but that's just me. That's me.
I think I would say I agreed with a lot of that. there might be a small percent where I think where it would only differ because of maybe career paths or what I'm doing. I don't know. Wait, I'm not sure what you're going. You mentioned I don't. Did you mention acting earlier? Where you?
I didn't say anything about acting.
Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is because if I focused on the check, I would have accepted some jobs I had no business.
You probably be
accepting.
doing porn.
No.
I mean, I'm just saying, porn initially will pay better than.
No, it wouldn't. No.
No.
Like,
I've
so I
heard.
know. I mean, I watched a documentary. Guys make the good money you make. You have to do gay porn.
Yeah.
Guys.
Okay.
Oh,
What-
that's
you gotta
why
do- you gotta
the
do
dude
gay.
that
You
looked
gotta
like
do
Gay for pay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So.
All right. Sorry. What is
So finish your thought. Finish.
So yeah, but I'm saying like, I think there is a balance because, I guess I don't know. I think my thing is, I think priority to me, one would be passion then check, right?
Yeah.
Because I think I always tell people this, like when people asking, like, I don't mind if I say this out loud. Okay, I said there's just a few things I just wouldn't do. I'm not gonna do Tyler Perry projects.
Really?
No.
This is an exclusive.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because and I
just
only say that because we see a lot of actors and actresses, they want to get on a TPS Tyler Perry studio project so bad.
I don't.
So
Yeah.
explain why.
Just
Well,
take it.
and this is no disrespect towards him. I'm saying because but this is a brother who he has his own empire.
He
You
came
have to
from
respect
nothing.
that.
He
You
was
have to
homeless.
respect that. Like he runs his own thing. He could get whatever he wants made. Now he has that power though because of quality. So that man's worth like $400 million. Spike Lee is worth $40 million. That's crazy to me. There's no way that Tyler should be like. Spike is taught in schools, Do the Right Thing was revolutionary.
He went
you know
to
what I mean?
Moore. He's a Morehouse man, if
Yeah,
I'm not
NYU,
mistaken.
Morehouse, you know what I mean? Like that type of stuff to me, like I would watch Spike stuff and he get like Malcolm X did a lot for me. Like, there's just so many movies that he's done. There's not one Tyler Perry movie that moved me in a way where it's like, oh my God.
Now you know Medea's
artistically-
Family Reunion was a damn
Look,
good
the
movie.
first one was fun. I didn't mind the first one.
You
know?
mean Boo Medea Halloween didn't like move you?
Come on now.
You
Don't.
know that movie started off as a
But
joke.
finish your thought.
But I'm saying it's like, okay, well, and on top of that, there's just sometimes I feel like there's just a lot of like exploiting stuff for the coach, and I just think there's ways if you're gonna talk about issues in the culture, there's a good tasteful way to do it, and we've seen plenty of that. I just don't think he doesn't. In my opinion, that's my opinion, as an artist.
Oh,
And
thanks
you're
for your
absolutely
honesty. It's
entitled
totally
to it.
fine.
Yeah, and
I was gonna
and-
say thanks.
And
These
then-
are real good fruits right here.
And then also I personally, besides being Mary Jane, there's not too much on BET I would fuck with because they haven't fucked with me for a long time. I just wasn't black enough for
And that's a
roles.
damn shame. And I'm going to say it right now. To Tyler Perry, to BET, y'all need to do right by Sharona.
They don't got to actually.
No,
They're
he
good
said
now. They
he's
can keep
fine.
doing what
You
they're
heard him?
doing.
He is Gucci in
I'd
his
rather
lane.
because
You got
I
the
mean,
HBO money, though.
Look, I mean,
I
that's-
do.
You gotta show them booty cheeks.
I see your
Just
gold
try-
chains and your Carl Kanai.
Just I'm just saying, like, so with me though, and I have been offered certain stuff on certain like networks or things, or that I wouldn't really want to be part of, and the check would have been nice, and you are acting as a job and everything, because there's people like accept everything that you can't start now, and I'm like, no, because if Sidney Poitier told Denzel that.
Right.
Then Denzel would have accepted that role. He talked about. He called it the nigga that wouldn't die. That's what he called it.
I remember that.
Yeah, that ridiculous
That
ass
speech,
role.
yeah.
Yeah, so he would have accepted that or some other stuff. You know what I mean? I just think you go for quality and your passion, because then once you're good at your passion, also you have to work and develop your skill. Obviously, work hard, get your skill, and then once you have your passion and you're good at your passion, you're gonna get paid.
Yeah, that's definitely
That check
true.
is gonna come. You know what I'm saying?
You remind
Command
me.
the substance.
You remind me of Pooch Hall. So Pooch Hall. I don't know if you guys remember the game when it was on UP. Y'all remember?
Yeah, girl.
You said it like you said it
Jay
like
was blue.
That's
said it like it was murder,
We all
she
like,
wrote.
Jay was blue.
It's been
It's
a
a heat of the
while.
night,
It's
like-
been
Y'all
a while.
remember Fresh
But-
Prince? No.
but look,
That's exactly what that sounds like.
So Pooch Hall said he left the game once it went to BET because he wanted to work on Ray Donovan. And Ray Donovan, as you know, is a Showtime, series. You're working with top-notch actors. And he
Leave?
said, "I have to leave BET to be like Denzel, to be like Will Smith. I got to work
And
with
they
the
did not
best."
support him.
And they didn't
Yeah.
support him on that. So you sound like Pooch, and it's worked out in his favor, and I believe it's gonna work out in your favor too.
I'm glad he did that too, so that's good for him.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Ooh, twinsies! If I was close enough, I'd punch you in the shoulder.
Oh, girl, don't do that.
And not to knock, like, you know, there's a lane for everything, you know what I'm saying? And what I'm just saying is that's not my lane, and Pooch decided I already did that. Now I just want to grow and do other stuff, and then he just went into a different lane.
That's real.
So I want to fast forward a little bit. Amal, I wish we had seen more. What's his name? Amal on the show?
Yeah.
I wanted to see more of Amal on this season. We got
Right.
just a taste,
Yeah.
and I knew he was just as petty as I am, and I wanted to see more of it. I saw a
Petty
little
as
bit.
hell.
He was super petty.
Hella petty.
So we find out that Issa's going to be living with Amal because she can't afford her rent. But Amal drops her off at her old apartment over in the jungle. So for those of you guys who don't know, the jungle is like the hood, right? Like everybody who lives in the jungle, historically, you've either been affiliated with a gang or you know somebody affiliated with the gang.
Yep.
But anyway, so she's moving out. All the white neighbors are coming in. The pool's got like,
Did y'all see that white woman run by when
mean,
she was
it's
walking up? You
gentrification.
saw that? I was
You
like,
see the
oh.
white boys coming out of the pool
Yes,
when,
I was like,
when
oh
Lawrence
my
locked in?
God, I
Yeah, I was like,
can't.
damn.
on.
That's what it.
Quick.
Yeah.
She
that's
walks
what
into the
happens.
apartment to drop off her keys, do a final walkthrough, and who does she see? Now, see the tie-in here. Now, was it Molly's final scene or Issa's scene? They were selling the couch. And I was like, wait a second, they're selling the couch?
Right.
But we find out that Issa tried to give that couch to Lawrence and he didn't want it. And that's, in my opinion, that's when I knew it was over. But then we get to this scene and I had all the hope in the damn world. So they run into each other at the apartment and they have this dream sequence that brought me
No, let's hold on. But before that dream sequence, they had a real ass conversation.
real
Needed.
conversation.
God, hello.
Some healing was done there.
that conversation was needed and it hurt at
It was the most
Man,
realest
I was
moments.
so moved. Like today, watching it, especially watching everybody was just like we were just in our feelings. Like, oh my god,
It was so
like,
long overdue too.
Hello.
It was so special. And you
Finally
don't
grown
often
ups,
see that.
mature about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Right, like,
having a
let's
conversation
talk,
of
let's talk.
jabbing
I'm
each
gonna
other.
take.
out.
I'm gonna take accountability for me fucking
Yeah.
up. You can take accountability.
Right.
You know, we're both sorry, but at
I
the
was
end of the day-
surprised she was like, no, you don't have to apologize. I was like, huh.
I was happy
okay.
she did that. I was like, okay, there you go.
You know, the theme they had in both of their apologies was, I fucked up, excuse my French, but I fucked up because I could not be better for you.
For you,
both- they both
exactly.
said that.
But here's the theme. They could not be better for each other together. But look at them right now.
Right.
In theory, they're better. Even though Issa's about to be out on her ass living with Amal, they're still better people. But they got to better apart.
Right.
And sometimes you have to be apart to get better.
Yeah, exactly. And they
therapy
realized
session?
gotta get it all out.
I know, I'm like,
Gotta get it all out. That's what the
I mean,
show
it's real.
does, man.
Yeah.
It brings a lot of real conversations out. Like people
does.
always coming up to me talking about, man, I'm in a group message and we were just, and it's just like the conversation they have, and then
That's dope.
I'll find myself having a conversation. They're saying some real stuff, and I'm like, damn, this show really.
I didn't think of it
reflects
that
on
deeply.
people. Like,
Yeah,
no, I do,
straight
but
up,
like
yeah.
I know I'm as an artist and as an actor and being in the show,
That's
I
you.
like I have to in
You
a
have
way.
to,
Right.
absolutely.
Or I do by myself because you individually you always think like, oh, I'm just thinking too much, but like a lot of people think like that, man.
Definitely.
Like it's
Yes.
real.
I was
seeing
really
whole
hoping to
pink
see
pieces.
her little mirror monologue. Like I was hoping
Yeah,
to
me
see
too.
an ending, like because it was very
Would've been hilarious.
cringeworthy.
It's me and you,
Yeah.
my nigga.
Like the last 2 weeks of her mirror raps have been cringeworthy. Okay,
Hilarious though.
I'm like, ooh,
So
Eve.
when we were watching the show, 2 questions came up. Number 1, and for those of our fans who are out there in YouTube and social media world, was this the first episode where we didn't have a mirror monologue? And then, how many consecutive episodes have we seen ass cheeks? 2 very great streaks.
Oh yeah, no.
One didn't
Yeah.
get broken tonight because we did see ass cheeks.
Sure
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Can we? Speaking of ass cheeks, can we
Sure
like?
was.
Can we get to questions now or?
Yeah, so let's talk about the ending though. Let's talk about the ending.
Right.
That
Oh, I
left
did
me-
want to say though, because when he finally opened up and he said, how he said the expectations for himself when things don't go his way, he shuts down. I feel like that was also him finally opening up about the depression that he had been
Yeah,
going
that's
through.
why I was like that.
because we don't. I mean, I knew it when I saw it in the first season. I'm like, he is depressed so bad, and he needs help. And then, Issa just throws it in his face with your depressed ass. And I'm like, well, that's not the kind of conversation we need to have.
Yeah.
That's
Not
not the
on the sidewalk.
motivation.
Not on the
need.
sidewalk
He's
downtown.
finally given the peace to just open up,
Right.
and it's like they're not, like I said, they're not arguing each other, not cussing at each other. So I really appreciated that moment.
Yeah.
same,
Finally.
same.
So what was up with the dream sequence though? Why
that's
did
what
I have
girls
to
do.
say,
You know we visualize. That's what happens
What-
sometimes
like, why
when we're
did that happen?
visualizing shit too
What
much.
did you think?
I was gonna say, it's just actually, it was a great scene, but watching these guys like react to it was the best.
I was like,
part.
"Is this a dream?" And she was like, "No, this is real." And I was like,
There's
"Nah,
back and
bullshit."
forth.
Well,
I was so
It
moved
moved
by
really
it,
fast.
though.
What were you
moved so
hoping?
quick.
What
You knew it was
What-
a dream sequence?
I mean, yeah, obviously, but
Once you
like,
saw Baby.
But when I was,
The baby, I was like, okay, it's moved too quick.
but like the thing was, like seeing the visuals of it, I was just like, damn, man, like,
That's the dream.
man,
Yeah.
like I
Like,
felt,
that's
I
supposed
felt
to
for
happen.
her. This is the first time I felt for her since last season. Last season, even though like I was like, man, fuck her, man, whatever, like, and she deserved it. It was still because I watched that in episode 7 of last season when they got in that argument when he confronted her and they got that big argument. I watched it over and over and over because it's such a good scene, and I every time I find myself sympathizing with her just a little bit more and more, and I get mad at myself. I'm like, fuck that, I'm still Lawrence Hive and shit.
Oh my god.
But
Ow.
anyways,
Tell us how you really
Just
feel.
like sitting there and they had that
Uh,
conversation. It's a bit of a.
but that's the last time I felt something like like that for her and everything. And then seeing that, it just like I was like, man, she was real with with Lawrence. And you could see them fighting back tears. That was hard because, like, I mean, that's just hard to watch just because, if you've been in that situation, you're just like, I was like, wow.
Absolutely.
This is,
It was,
And
it was
when
really
both
hard.
parties are too busy trying to be hard,
Man,
too hard,
tell me
in
about it.
that moment,
They're
Tell
trying
me
to be
about it.
way too hard.
like you're the person I can be the realest around anyway,
Right.
and now we're right
and
here
now we're
in this moment in time.
So do
good.
we have a reaction to the finale of the finale? We see Issa show up at an apartment that I thought was going to be a mall's.
Right.
I thought I was going to see him open the door with a glass
Take
of
your shoes off.
sparkling wine, because I don't know if he could afford champagne, but at least a sparkling wine.
Right, he's classy.
He's classy, right there on the cusp. I thought I was going to see a mall with sparkling wine. I thought I was going to see Issa go in there. It ends up being Daniel. And then I thought it was going to be Quentin at the door, and it's your ass.
I knew it was gonna be him. I knew it.
I knew it too. I knew she wasn't gonna do all that for
She was
Quentin
way
already.
too excited at trying on
And
the
very
negligee.
comfortable.
She was like, oh, you don't like this.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I guess like she wouldn't be that excited for like man dick, right? Like
Yeah, it was
That's what
mad.
That's what they
That's what
call
they
it. That's what they
said.
call it, man.
That's what
dick,
they
right?
said.
That was, yeah, that
So
was
I
the
guess
right
that would
quote.
have been the telling, yeah. So I don't know.
So you're saying you put it down like that?
Oh, heavens.
Dro, I guess, is very
He's not really doing it.
Dro's. I
But
guess
speaking
satisfies
of
her.
putting it down, I noticed Molly has been the most dressed out of everybody, like as far as characters and sex scenes. And
Don't she got the most money?
She has a brand, so
exactly. And I know she is a real virgin.
Yep.
And I wanted to ask you
Right.
how those sex scenes even felt. Like, cause she looked like she know what she doing.
Well,
She
Like,
real comfortable.
well, I mean, if anything, on film sex, she was more experienced than me. So ironically, my on-screen cherry was popped by a virgin. You know what I mean? So like, I remember
That's so
thinking
deep.
like, what the hell? I'm
That's
getting
so
my
deep.
cherry popped by a virgin. I was like, but I mean, if it, like she made me comfortable, and I remember a lovely lady named Di. She's in our wardrobe department. She saw how nervous I was right before the first time I was gonna take off my robe.
Oh boy.
And she was like,
Tell
look,
us about it.
like look over at Yvonne. And then I looked over at her. She was on the bed talking to her hairstylist and whatever. And I'm in her living room. And I looked at her and she was just being all cool and everything. And I'm like, yeah. And then she was like, don't she seem cool? She seems fine, don't she? And I'm like, yeah, she's fine. But yeah, she's a virgin. You've done this before. And I'm like, man, you right. You goddamn right. Take this robe off right now. Take the robe off right goddamn now. But yeah, it was. But now, so Yvonne is super cool, and then between. But if anything, I always think, in my opinion, I just think as an actor, the man should definitely ask about how make the women feel comfortable because
Yes.
I mean women have way more to show than
sorry.
us. You know what I mean? I mean I got my backside, but other than that, that's it right here. And then but
they
that's
not
covered
showing
up.
that.
Exactly. So.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's in my car. Wrote that down. Don't show that. My mama watches this shit.
That's so funny.
But so, we were making sure, you good? Yeah, I'm good. All right, cool. And then we would just talk about something, joke or something like that. It's really easy.
Well,
So
this
when-
last
amazing.
season was the most poppin' sex scene y'all have ever had.
Yeah.
Or no, last
Which one?
week. Sorry, the
I'm like,
bathroom.
which one?
The bathroom. The bathroom. The bathroom.
Oh, he was swirling
On the
and shit. I'm
sink.
like,
On the
oh,
sink.
heavens. heavens.
I like the
Heaven
time
tree.
you guys.
Oh
You
my.
say heaven?
Oh goodness.
I know. I was
Pearl.
When they first had sex, though, there was all that pent up passion. That was the one I really liked.
It made me
that's
hot
it.
though, because she had the down comforter all up on her, and I was like, I would be so hot, like just in that
Man,
position.
it was hot.
I'm like, that's just too much
To where I'd be
material.
like, Lord.
His
Lord.
whole body was out, and she was like,
Yeah, because I got to cover her since she's like,
Right.
has a brand. I got to be the one covered. I did feel some type of way.
look,
Now I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk to creators about this. I'm like, why?
look into that
did-
camera. Tell them how you
Look,
feel.
I saw, Rail's character Quentin. I was like, she got to get on top of him. I was like, man, I've had
That's
to do the
true.
whole work, the whole
That's
season.
true.
I
You
couldn't get
have.
one.
Couldn't get one ride.
Now listen, I'm not really complaining for real, but I'm just kind of
But you
putting that
feel
out there
some
for
type of
next
way.
season if that were to go down, because I have no
Switch
idea. what's
positions.
going on.
That's all.
Well,
Yeah.
let's
But
just.
you take control in that situation with Molly. Like, you're the one that opened her into that situation. You're the one that's always constantly making her feel comfortable when she feels like secondary.
Right,
like,
right.
so I feel like your role as
That's true.
initiating and taking control, I think that played well with your character.
Yeah, no, I mean, I
Unless
definitely
she
didn't mind it. I'm just
decides-
saying, as far as just, it's tiresome.
You should feel confident though, because we saw you at the end of the episode. I know
Right.
for a fact Issa's not gonna do you dirty. We gotta see you for at least 2 more episodes next year.
He ain't going nowhere.
Man, to be honest, like, and I'll give you the whole truth. Look, no scripts have been written or anything like that. I mean, there's probably only if Issa probably the only one that has a good idea about what's gonna happen. But yeah, none of us know what's gonna happen. So who knows if I'm there for one episode? Who knows if I'm there for the whole season? Who knows how anything's? I really don't know. I just know, it just seems like I would be back because at the end you see me. Doesn't make sense.
Well,
Like, well, where the hell did he go?
He
Like,
He said because duh.
I just hope we don't see you like Raina on Power getting shot, because that one will have me on the floor. Because you
man.
too fine
I
to
think
get
to
shot.
catch up.
You too fine to get shot.
I ain't living that life in Insecure.
like,
Like,
wait a
that's just a whole different world there. I'm
Wow.
gonna be, safe. So
You can be safe.
Gonna
Well,
be
from
safe.
your lips to God's ears, and for sure.
So this show obviously has been an incredible platform for you.
yes,
What has come from it? That you can talk about?
things I could talk about.
Because some stuff
Things
be
I
on the
could
low
talk
low.
about. Yeah,
NDAs
yeah.
and all. It's Hollywood.
Well,
It's
of course,
Hollywood. You can't
yeah,
talk about
you know how it
everything.
goes. Well, like even things in between work. Like tomorrow, I have an early flight to New York City, and tomorrow I'll be working with Paper Magazine and MCM.
oh, you're gonna be
You know.
with Drew.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, and then Tuesday I fly to Toronto for 2 days for Toronto Film Festival. It's like a couple events I think I got to go to out there. Then come back to New York City. Got some more stuff. Revolt TV, gonna be interviewing with them and just doing some press stuff, some shoots. Got some cool shoots coming up as well. I have some stuff my own personal stuff that I'm working on continuously and taking more meetings and trying to get that off the ground. Just got with a new management, just literally like
That's always good.
like this past week just got with them. Have their own production company within, so
Oh,
making
that's
stuff
dope.
in house is very
That'll be
important to me.
easy.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yes.
I won't say it'd be easy, but at least there's somewhere you could go like right away. Listen, here, boom. What do you think? Go forward with this or not, and stuff like that. So, some stuff I just can't talk about. And then and I did Hip Hop Squares recently, which was really fun.
That's a good show.
That
That's a
was
fun
Shout out to
show.
Ice Cube. That's a
fun, man.
really
Yeah.
good show.
Yeah, it's like that was really fun. So and then like just things like that to do in between jobs as well has been really exciting. Just because obviously there's gonna be working. I'm gonna be working, but that's the stuff
You can
I'm
actually
passionate
tell us.
for the work, and then I get really excited for the stuff like that because I'm like, oh, I get to hang out with these people all day, or
Right.
fly to New York to do this event, and get paid for it. Like, yeah,
I must say, it
all
seems
day.
like being on Insecure has opened up so much for you career-wise. Have you had
Yeah.
the chance, and you seem really, really busy. Have you had a
Yeah.
chance to just like sit down and think about how far you've come? You have a lot going on.
And
Yeah.
where did you come from?
Well-
What's the backstory on Sarunas?
You know what the funny thing is? I have, I've done stuff, prior to this. It's just that now this is something where everybody notices it. You know what I mean? Like I worked with Spike Lee twice. You know what I mean? Guest stars
a dream.
obviously as well. Yeah, that was a huge dream. And then I came in doing basketball commercials, obviously coming from basketball. So I was just doing basketball commercials over and over just so I could, okay, this is going to pay the bills while I still try to go out for these TV and film roles. But then this is the first like hitter, like you know. So, you know, me and my group of guys, me and my squad, like I would say I'm probably like the least working out of them and like the least popping, which is a testimony to my group. Not because I'm
Which is perfect,
very proud of myself.
'cause
Yes,
you need
exactly.
to be around people that's on a higher level.
Exactly.
'Cause that
So
brings you up.
you know they're doing their thing and doing amazing things. So we're always sitting around and having random moments of being grateful for stuff or going to events like, and they'll remind you like I had my boy with me and he's on the show that's on CBS, the comedy that's coming out next month, and he was excited because I'm always around it, so but he's there watching it and he just like taking it in. He was like, dog, and then we just have this conversation. And then I do it for him when I go to his live tapings and stuff like that. I'm like, man, bruh, you know what I mean? We always have these. You always got to be grateful because you know you never know, especially in this business, you know. But
And a
even though we're
solid
very
circle.
confident about
Yeah.
where we're going, but you just you know you always got to be very count your blessings, be very grateful. And continue to get stronger and stuff like that.
So we brought up a good point here about surrounding yourself with good people, right?
Yes,
and
yeah.
a little bit earlier you said I'd never do a Tyler Perry film, da da da.
Yeah.
Da. Let's talk about the 5 people. They say you become the 5 people you surround yourself with. If you could pick out 5 people right now,
Oof.
who would it be?
Okay.
5 people in 5 minutes.
Great. Let's just see. Aside from my squad, you know, because
Let's
them.
count your squad as one.
No pressure.
Yeah, my squad would be one. Because even in my squad, you know,
You don't say
my
who's
boy
in it,
Matt
but-
Murray, his name's Matt Murray. He's the one that's on the CBS show. Stephon James, he's the lead on Shots Fired, was Jesse Owens in Race.
Okay.
His brother Shamir, who's a series regular on Winona Earp and was in Shots Fired with him and in Race with him. Like those are my guys. Giacomo, he's on Giacomo's on Grey's Anatomy. So these guys, you know, these are all guys, you know, we work really hard. And there's other guys. Our young homie Lamar, he just got X-Men. He's gonna be on it for
Okay.
3 movies, you know. So
So we can
That's
count
my
them
squad
as
one.
one. Okay,
Now-
so they represent one person. So your other 4 people, if you could surround yourself with other 4 people, because they might be listening tonight.
right. No, look, Ryan Coogler is someone I really
Yes.
Okay.
want to work with. Because he's someone like I like how he just keeps it real, man. You talk to him, interviews, whatever. He's like, look, he's just, and he doesn't have to turn anything on because he's him, and he's a genius. He's
That's a good one.
yeah, I really admire his talent, but also him just for keeping it real. Like everything I've watched of him is just really real, and I would say he's definitely one.
Okay, so we got squad, Ryan Coogler, who be the Trey?
Man, a third. See, it'd be a mixture of people from Insecure I want to keep, like, you know, around. Like Issa and Prentice Penny, our showrunner,
Okay.
writer, and
Yeah.
producer. Like, I've learned so much from them, and they work so well with each other. And they're it just shows you could be very good people, very gracious, talented, and this, like, stereotypical, pretentious attitude that people think you have to have when you come
Yeah.
to Hollywood or LA, whatever like that. It's not real. It's not a TV show.
Yeah.
It's not a soap. You don't have to act like that. You know what I mean?
It's very powerful
so
for those of
cliche.
us who work here. It's like we see through this that you
Right.
can be good and
Yes.
be great and be
Yes.
acknowledged.
It's very
Yeah.
possible. This show is filled with that. I mean, you see the people on it, Rail, Sterling, they
can
all
feel
wanted to
that
be a
too.
part of it.
You
You know
can
what I
feel
mean?
that.
Yeah, and it's all love. So,
So
you
we
know,
got
keep them on.
squad,
Yep.
Coogler, the duo of Prentice and Issa.
Yes.
Who would be your quad?
See, on the quad, I will have to go with.
Or maybe Issa's a third.
You know who I really like how he is Chance the Rapper.
Okay, so Chance.
love
So I
you.
like the
So
diversity.
sweet.
Like, I
I
like
feel like
how
the
he
basketball
is.
player is gonna be your 5th person.
He's so nice.
No, because I've done that. You know what I mean? Like I lived that life for a while. If it were to be, it'd be like an older basketball player. It'd be like like Kobe, LeBron, or something like that. You know,
Okay.
people that are older than me. If I were to choose them, but I'm kind of keeping it just in the business lane, the film business lane.
Okay.
And I would say Taylor Sheridan is the writer of Sicario. He wrote Wind River that just came out recently. He also did Hell or High Water. These are all great movies that I really like. I would like him because to be in my circle because one, he's a guy that was an actor. He was on Sons of Anarchy, and he was just like he just wanted to create and write the things that he wanted, and he always tells people write what you know first and then go from there. And his movies, just his writing is just so good to me. I would just want to learn from him and pick his brain and watch the movies he watches because just his taste and quality is through the roof, and I could learn from somebody like that.
You're an early adopter, because I don't even know who that is.
Taylor Swift. Yeah. You
I'm
will.
like,
I mean, if you guys definitely, if you guys could peep,
I'm finna go.
Hell or High Water, Sicario, Wind River,
I gotta look him up.
those 3 movies you guys should definitely see. Wind River is in theaters right now, so you should definitely go see that. I'm over here like I'm
On
in a
the
movie.
list, on the
Y'all
list.
make sure to go check out. No, so definitely.
Plug.
Plug.
Well, obviously, in between now and whenever the show comes back, you know how many women are gonna be just stalking you?
Oh, speaking of which, for the ladies out there that want to know, are you single?
I'm still got special friends in my life, but I'm single.
Okay.
Okay.
So, since you're single, where can we find you?
At Ron J.
At Ron
RONEJAE. Instagram, Twitter. I was like,
He's gonna give out his number.
what you mean?
Your address, actually. No.
Are you on Tinder?
Well, you guys, it's been an amazing season. Insecure, 2 seasons in the books, and they're going for a 3rd. You guys, real quick, where can we find you? In the meantime, Juliet,
In
kick
the
it off.
meantime, you can find me at Bonjour Juliet.
Khaliel Abooboo at Khaliel Abooboo. Twitter and Instagram. Holla at me.
McCall Hall of Fame on Instagram when sports and pop culture collide.
Ivanna on Ivanna L. Williams. Oh, sorry, Ivanna Williams on Twitter. This is stressful. On Instagram, you can also follow me at Ivanna.Williams.
Hey, and Rhavin with the V at B Stays Busy.
And we're going to stay busy all off season. Make sure you guys follow us at AfterBuzz TV across the board. Stay engaged, stay hopeful, and keep it hella chill in the meantime. We'll see you guys next season. Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.